In this video, we're going to be talking about rates and unit rates. We're going to extend that concept of ratio into this concept of rates. So what are we going to do in this video? We're going to answer the questions, what are rates, what are unit rates, and how do you find a unit rate? So what are rates? A rate is a type of a ratio that compares two things measured in different units. So it's still a comparison of two things using division. That's what a ratio is. But now we're comparing things that are measured in different units. We're measuring two different types of things. So some examples of rates here. If you drive 250 miles in 5 hours, that written as a rate is 250 miles for every 5 hours. So we're comparing two things that are measured in different units. Miles and hours are two different types of measurements. One is a distance and one is a time. So that is what makes it a rate. It's measured in different units. Another example, every 3 bags of oranges cost $3.60. So the rate is $3.60 for every 3 bags. So again, dollars and bags are two different ways to measure something. That's what makes it a rate. And I earned $40 babysitting for 4 hours. So I earned $40 for every 4 hours. So dollars and hours, again, are two different types of measurement. One is money and the other is time. And that's what makes a rate different than other ratios. These are ratios that are measured in different units. So what's a unit rate? A unit rate is a rate for 1 unit of a given quantity. That means the denominator of your rate is always 1 unit. So that's why it's called a unit rate, because unit means 1. So 65 miles every 1 hour is a unit rate because our denominator here is 1 hour. We're making the comparison to 1 hour. 65 miles for every 1 hour. Sometimes we call that 65 miles per hour. We use the word per instead of for every one of something. $2.75 for every 1 gallon. So if we're talking about the price of gas, you might have seen that at gas stations. $2.75 tells you how much it costs for 1 gallon, or the cost of one of something. So $2.75 per gallon, we might say. Or a heart rate, 72 beats every 1 minute, or 72 beats per minute. So again, we're comparing the number of heartbeats to 1 minute. We're making the comparison to one of something, and that's what makes it a unit rate. If we're sharing some pizza, it's 3 slices for every 1 person, or 3 slices per person. That would be a unit rate because we're comparing the number of pieces that just one person gets. 20 gallons every 1 minute, or 20 gallons per minute would be a unit rate. Or if you're working at a job and you earn $12 every hour, so that would be $12 per hour. These are all unit rates because that denominator, or that bottom number, is 1. So how do you find a unit rate? So taking the example from the previous slide, 250 miles every 5 hours, that's not a unit rate because we're not making the comparison to just 1 hour. We're comparing the number of miles we drive to 5 hours. So if we wanted to make that a unit rate, how many miles would that be in just 1 hour? So here I've got a diagram that shows kind of that 250 miles every 5 hours. Now we want to break that up into 1 hour pieces. So how many miles would we travel every hour if we were traveling at that same rate? So what we need to do is divide our 250 miles into 5 equal pieces because it's 5 hours. So really we're going to use division. 250 miles divided into 5 equal groups is 50 in each group. So that would be 50 miles for every hour that we're traveling. So our unit rate is 50 miles every hour, or 50 miles per hour. So we have taken that rate and turned it into a unit rate. So now we know that we are traveling 50 miles per hour. Sometimes we use the word per there, or sometimes you might see it written this way, 50 miles slash hours, 50 miles per hour. 2 ways to write that unit rate. Let's take a look at another one. Here's the oranges and bags, the bags of oranges example. It's $3.60 for every 3 bags of oranges. How much is it per bag, or how much is it for every one bag? So again, we want to divide this into 3 equal groups. So the total cost is $3.60, but we're going to divide it into 3 equal groups because there's 3 bags. So we're going to use division. $3.60 divided into 3 equal parts, you get 1.2. But since we're talking about money, that would be $1.20 or $1.20 per bag, or $1.20 for every bag. Next, we've got the $40 in 4 hours. So I'm working a job and I earn $40 every 4 hours. So again, how much is that in 1 hour? So we're going to take that $40 and divide it into 4 equal groups. So that's division again. $40 divided into 4 equal parts. That's going to be $10 every hour. So every hour I work, I get $10. So my unit rate is $10 every hour, or $10 per hour is my unit rate. So to find a unit rate, we're going to use division. We use division in every one of those examples. So division will help us find a unit rate. So again, to review, if we turned 250 miles every 5 hours into a unit rate, we did 250 miles divided by 5 hours, and that gave us 50 miles per hour. $3.60 for 3 bags is $3.60 divided by the 3 bags, gives us the $1.20 per bag. And the working 40 or 4 hours and we earned $40, we take the $40 divided by 4 hours and we get $10 per hour. So using division will always give us a unit rate. But which way should I divide? The way that you divide the numbers tells you what unit rate you are calculating. Well, we know that if we divide numbers 2 different ways, we'll get 2 different answers. So how do I know which way to divide the numbers? Well, my tip is to let the words tell you how to divide. Okay, we're going to let our labels of our numbers tell us which unit rate we're finding. So let me give you an example. The grocery store is selling 3 boxes of cereal for $6. There's actually 2 different ways to divide these numbers. I could take 3 divided by 6, or I could take 6 divided by 3. And those are going to give me 2 different answers. So if I take 3 divided by 6, you get 0.5. Or if I take 6 divided by 3, I get 2. So this is 2 different answers. So what do these numbers mean? Let the words tell you what you found. If I take 3 boxes divided by $6, that 0.5 tells me how many boxes per dollar I am getting. So I get a half a box of cereal for every dollar. So that's the unit rate that I found because that's the order that I divided the numbers. Boxes divided by dollars tells me boxes per dollar. And then the 6 divided by 3, that was dollars divided by boxes, and that's $2 per box. Dollars divided by boxes will tell me dollars per box. So it's $2 for every box of cereal. So be careful when you're dividing these numbers. Let the words tell you what unit rate you're finding because there's always 2 unit rates for every situation. Make sure you're doing the right one. So let's practice that. Let's find the unit rate that we're given. So Jessie put 18 gallons of gas in her car and it cost $46.80. How many dollars per gallon did it cost? Well, this question is asking for dollars per gallon. That's the unit rate that we're looking for. So that's what I'm going to start with is my dollars per gallon. And I'm going to let these words tell me which way to divide. If I want dollars per gallon, I'm going to take the number of dollars that it cost divided by the number of gallons that she bought. So it cost $46.80. So that's my dollars. And I'm going to divide it by the number of gallons that she bought, and that was 18. So that tells me the order to divide the numbers. $46.80 divided by 18 is 2.6. And again, we're talking about money here. So I took dollars divided by gallons. That's going to tell me dollars per gallon. So it's $2.60 per gallon at that gas station where she bought her money. And that's my unit rate, $2.60 per gallon. Next one, Blake scored 96 points in 6 games. How many points per game was this? So points per game, that's the unit rate that we're looking for here. So I'm going to start with my words, points per gallon. And that means I'm going to take the points that Blake scored divided by, oh geez, gallons. Games, thank you. Was thinking about the last problem. Points per game. So I'm going to take the number of points divided by the number of games, that's better, that he played. So the number of points he scored was 96. I'm going to divide that by the number of games he played, which is 6. 96 divided by 6 is 16. That tells me that Blake scored 16 points per game, not points per gallon. That doesn't make any sense. And there's my unit rate for that situation. And the last one, 16 ounces of shampoo cost $6.19. What is the cost per ounce? So again, I'm looking for cost per ounce. That's the unit rate that I'm trying to find. So that's what I'm going to start with is the words cost per ounce. That means I'm going to take the cost of the shampoo divided by the number of ounces that I get. And the cost was $6.19. And I'm going to divide that by the number of ounces that I get, which is 16. And $6.19 divided by 16, you get a decimal of 0.386875 if you divide that. Now we're talking about money here, so we're going to have to round this to the nearest cent or the nearest penny, and that's the hundredths place. So if I look to its neighbor there, that's going to round up. So that's going to be about 39 cents per ounce. So that shampoo costs about 39 cents for every ounce, okay? And that's finding unit rates. So again, rates are special ratios that compare things measured in different units, and unit rates are a type of rate that makes a comparison to one unit of something, and we always use division to find a unit rate, and we're going to let the words tell us how to divide to find any unit rate that we want.